Taking some breaking news that's just coming in, shifting focus to Karnataka by the seers of the Panchamasali Lingayats demanding special quota. Massive protest that's taking place in Belagavi, where the special session of the Assembly is currently underway. A massive stir with a demand that has come in from the Panchamasali Lingayats for reservation. My colleague Deepak Bopan joining us live from the spot. Yes, Deepak.
बसवराज रमाई जी ने जो इंटरेस्ट लेना था उतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं लिया। इससे इतना बड़ा रैली ये संदेश है मुख्यमंत्री को और कर्नाटक सरकार को, अगर ये रिजर्वेशन नहीं दे तो उसका नतीजा अगले विधानसभा चुनाव में दिखाएगा।
सर, बहुत सारे लोग बोल रहे हैं आप ही बीजेपी एमएलए होकर आप अभी बीजेपी सरकार के खिलाफ ये एजिटेशन लीड कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये जो 2A रिजर्वेशन है वो इतनी आसान बात नहीं है, क्योंकि जो प्रोसेस है बहुत टाइम लेती है और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड भी है। तो आप सरकार की तरफ क्यों नहीं है बीजेपी विधायक होकर?
तो देखिए, येडियुरप्पा जी ने 6 महीने में रिजर्वेशन देने का वादा किया था। बम्बई आने के बाद 4 बार 3 महीने 4 महीने 6 महीने से जो उन्होंने डेट लिया था अभी तक नहीं किया। इसके लिए पूरे कर्नाटक में हमारा जो कम्युनिटी 1 करोड़ के ऊपर है, उसका सभी का डिमांड है हमारा कौम को अभी PCM मिलना चाहिए। इसलिए हमने पार्टी का रहता भी, इससे पार्टी को भी लाभ हो जाएगा, इसलिए हमने इस रैली में भाग लिया।
अभी सीएम ने इसके बारे में अनाउंसमेंट तो नहीं किया कि आप सुवर्ण सौधा के अंदर जाएंगे, क्योंकि पुलिस ने बोला है कि उधर अनुमति नहीं है। तो आप जो स्वामी जी भी आपके साथ चल रहे हैं, तो किस तरह की प्लान है कि आप सुवर्ण सौधा के अंदर जाएंगे?
हम अभी तक कोई भी निर्णय नहीं लेंगे यार। हम इधर हमारा एक बड़ा समावेश हो जाएगा, समावेश तक कर्नाटक के स्टेट कैबिनेट हो जाएगा। तो फिर सर कर्नाटक के कैबिनेट होने के बाद जो निर्णय आएगा उसके ऊपर हम अगले हमारा रणनीति क्या होगा उसके बारे में हम चर्चा करेंगे।
धन्यवाद आपसे बात करने के लिए यत्नाल जी। That was BJP legislator Yatnal. Despite him of course being in the BJP, he's of course being a part of this agitation. Arvind Bella and also the Swamiji, both of them together. We are live, sir. We are live at this point. I want to ask both of you. You are a BJP legislator yourself, being a part of this agitation, और Swamiji is saying that he is going to enter the Suvarna Soudha. आप बता सकते हैं कि अभी जो डिमांड है चीफ मिनिस्टर ने अभी विधानसभा के सुवर्ण सौधा अंदर आते हुए इसके बारे में बात नहीं की, क्लैरिटी नहीं दी, तो क्या बताएंगे आप?
स्वामी जी ने अभी Swamiji is going to the place of the agitation. We are very confident when we are there in the place of the agitation, Chief Minister will give the required reservation. He will announce the required reservation.
Okay.
So we are very confident of that. So only if it doesn't happen, then Swamiji is taking over.
Do you fear the seers are saying, when Mr. Yatnal, when he spoke as well, said that the Panchamasali Lingayats will move away from the BJP. This is an outright threat of sorts that's coming to the fore. You being a BJP legislator, are you worried or concerned about this? And what is the Chief Minister really saying about it?
Yeah, we are really concerned. If this reservation issue is not addressed, it is going to affect BJP. But I am very sure we have a very wise Chief Minister at the helm of the affairs. He will take a decision which is good for the people and good for the party also.
Right. स्वामी जी, मैं ये क्वेश्चन आपसे भी पूछना चाहता हूँ, क्या ये डायरेक्टली बोल रहे हैं कि बीजेपी की तरफ आपकी सपोर्ट नहीं रहेगी या रिजर्वेशन नहीं दिया तो?
हमारा समाज को कोटा कहता हम बीजेपी तरफ से सपोर्ट करेंगे। वो नहीं हमको कोटा नहीं कहता, हमको 100% हम सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे।
Well, that's a big statement coming in from the seer. He's saying that if the reservation demand is not met, the community is not going to support the BJP. And you can let me in fact show you. My video journalist Vinay is going to show you the extent or how big the protest actually is. The seer, of course, has been walking now for the last couple of days, but right now it has, of course, become quite enormous. massive crowds gathering, and at least about 30 to 40,000 people right behind the seer. The overall crowds, while they reach near the Suvarna Soudha, is expected to reach about 1 lakh, is the intelligence report that we in fact had. And you can see celebrations, you can see the people as well who gathered anxious, hoping for a clear-cut decision to come in from the cabinet meet that will be held a little later in the day.
Right, so this is a big threat coming in for the BJP ahead of the elections. Deepak, take us through the numbers as well. We're seeing top leaders of the community are in the protest, and it's a massive show of strength. A big number of people as well backing the seers. The demand is for 15% reservation. As of now, the Karnataka government has not taken any decision yet. The Panchamasali seers making it clear that if the BJP does not give in to their demands, then they will move away from the BJP, will not support the Saffron Party this time around in the elections.
Well, Pratibha, considering the fact that the Panchamasali Lingayats are one of the largest subsects within the Lingayats, that's the concern that the BJP has, whether this threat will actually reflect on the voting when it happens in a few months, if they do not give this reservation, because this has been a long-standing demand. Like I mentioned, multiple seers have been agitating over this. Right now, they're just hitting the highway. Let me show you the situation here. I'm going to ask video journalist Vinay to in fact show you as we now enter the highway. This entire highway has been blocked for the next 8 kilometers, and the protesters are now reaching the highway. They are expected, of course, right now to continue this walk till they reach the Suvarna Soudha. There's a point that has been earmarked for them to stop the agitation or the march and gather for a sort of samavesha that will be held there. But we heard the seer. He's saying that the march isn't going to stop at any cost until they reach, the Suvarna Soudha. So we also had Lakshmi Hebbalkar from the Congress, who's also from the same community, who also joined this agitation. Now you will probably see in the next few minutes, this entire highway will be filled with the protesting crowds that have gathered. So it's going to be, quite massive. This is a big statement coming to the fore, especially with Karnataka that is scheduled to go into the polls at least by May. So it's the government is left with a matter of a few months, and right now they want a very solid and clear-cut answer from the government as to what their stand is. And up until now, just they're saying assurances have come in, which has not really translated into anything concrete, and they're saying right now it is not going to be about assurances, just with words. They want something concrete, and even if it means it's going to be on paper. So it's going to be very interesting how this is going to translate for the BJP, especially in the next next few hours itself. What the BJP decides could really even decide their fate in the upcoming elections.
Right, so Deepak, the challenge for the BJP is not just the fact that the seers and a big amount of the Panchamasali Lingayats are making this demand and making it clear that if their reservation demand is not heard, then they are going to shift their loyalty from the BJP. The bigger challenge for the BJP is also the fact that there are several MLAs of the BJP who are lending their support to this protest.
Well, these are, MLAs from the community. There is, of course, a lot of demand, and there's also a lot of outcry of sorts from the community for these leaders to come together, because they say that they have been elected with the support of this community, and this is the time that they pay the community back by ensuring that they support their demand. And we've seen Yatnar, who's been quite critical of B.S. Yedurappa in the past, has spoken multiple times against the current BJP regime. Right now, he's being quite vocal, being quite aggressive in his opinion when about how this march is going to go on, how this protest is going to go on. So we'll really have to see, how the BJP really manages the situation. We also had Arvind Ballar, who was, of course, one of the front runners, at least considered to be one of the front runners, to become, even the chief minister. His name was doing the rounds, and because he was from the Panchamasali community, a dominant, subsect in the Lingayat community. So while you have, these sort of leaders taking part, on the other hand, you also have some of the Congress, Panchamasali Lingayat leaders who are also here. So the Congress will definitely look at an opening here, and they will say, well, the BJP hasn't done it for you. Is it time that you really rely on the Congress party in the upcoming elections? And even if a small percentage of the Lingayats really move away from the BJP, that could be disastrous for the Saffron party here in Karnataka.
All right, so the members of the community who are marching to Belagavi, where the winter session is currently underway. Deepak, has there been any response from the Chief Minister? We understand he had called for a cabinet meeting to decide on this demand of the Panchamasali seers. Any word that has come in from the government hinting perhaps on whether they're going to accept this reservation demand or not? Stay on with us. We have Malvika Avinash of the BJP joining us on the broadcast. Malvika Avinash, thank you for joining us. We spoke to the seers who are marching to the session, to the assembly, saying that if the BJP does not listen to our demands, our loyalty will no longer be with the party.
No, I am rather surprised that they should throw such a condition at the government. The government is carefully considering the possibilities of including them in reservation as demanded by them. This has been an ongoing demand. What they must understand is there are multiple communities in the state, each seeking their own reservation. So the state will have to take a considered view of all of it and then arrive at a decision. These kind of veiled threats are unfortunate. That's all I can say.
Okay, all right. But there are several of the BJP MLAs, including Basava Patil Yatnal as well, who are part of this protest. And they're saying that what's more important for me is the reservation demand of my community. I'm not going to choose my party over this demand.
So Basava Patil Yatnal has somehow been a man of his own. He has hardly played by the rules of the party. So I don't have any much to say about him, because he has always been like this. He has always been criticizing the government and all the functionaries of the government and the party. He has spoken some really truly unbecoming language of Sri Yadurappa and so on and so forth. So he does not represent what the party stands for or what the government stands for. So he can well have his opinion. The government will have to take a considered opinion based on the demands of several communities. See, this is not the only community that is seeking a reservation. There are other the Kurbas also are demanding. So the government will take a considered view.
Okay, but how much of a threat is it? Because Panchamasali Lingayats have traditionally backed the BJP. So this demand coming in just months ahead of the assembly elections, how much of a challenge is it going to be for the BJP?
See, I will not regard it as a challenge for the elections, because the matter will be more or less settled much before that. And in many ways, I do not believe that, this kind of arm twisting, especially during elections, should be the done thing. So let's see what the government will take a considered view of all of what is going on. Okay.
Lastly, I want to ask you, any action likely to be initiated against the BJP MLAs who are also part of this protest?
Nothing so far. They are, again, it's their freedom and their right to seek reservation. There's nothing so far from the party side at least.
Okay, all right. Malvika Avinash, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. So this is a big challenge for the government, for the BJP ahead of the assembly elections in Karnataka. The Panchamasali Lingayats adamant on their demand.